I'll be using Makeup Forever's stick today. So I apply this using a damp beauty blender. I apply it just like I would a liquid foundation by tapping it in. I'm using a knockoff beauty blender from TJ Maxx. It was only $4. However, it is denser than a normal beauty blender, so it doesn't pick up the product as well. Okay, so one thing that a lot of makeup stars talk about is applying a lot of concealer under your eyes. However, you only need like a pea-size amount. So this is the concealer I'm using, and as you can see, I only have like a pea-size amount over here. Can you see? Here is all of the concealer I have on my sponge. Watch how far it goes along. Still haven't used any more concealer on my sponge. I'm just blending it in the triangle area under my eyes, so along my nose and then out. So you can see that with that little amount of concealer, how this side is more highlighted and less dark than this side. So I'm just doing the same thing on this side by doing the triangle and bringing it out and blah 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 blah. And oh my gosh, I still have concealer left over. So I'm going to use that along my nose, chin, and forehead for that highlight. So I'm taking the concealer along the bridge of my nose, and then also my chin, and then up in my forehead. So one question I do get asked a lot is how my makeup stays so long throughout the day, and I honestly think it's from applying a minimal amount of makeup. So think of it like this. If you apply a really thick layer of concealer, all of that concealer is just going to kind of slide around on each other instead of sticking to your skin. Applying a lot of concealer is good if you're like taking pictures because it is more dramatic and you need it for a less amount of time. If you're wearing makeup for like longevity reasons, like throughout the day, you want your makeup to stay longer, then using a less amount of makeup helps. So we're going to go ahead and bake this concealer, make it stay in place and not crease throughout the day using Laura Mercier's translucent powder. Also, you do not need a lot of powder to bake under the eyes, just enough to make it stay in place. See, you can't use. I'm also going to do it just along my nose because that's where I get really oily in the day. Again, not a lot. If you use a lot of powder, it's going to look like you have a lot of powder on. So I'm using Hourglass's finishing powder. The main reason I use a finishing powder is because between your, between your foundation and bronzer, your foundation and blush, your powders will stick to your liquids and make them kind of blotchy. If you don't apply just an all-over powder in between, when you go to blend your contour, it's not going to blend as well. When you use a finishing powder, use a synthetic hairbrush. You can tell it's synthetic by having the white bristles with like the multi-tone color to it. The reason you want to use synthetic instead of real hair for finishing powders is because synthetic picks up the product better. So once that's on, I just remove the baking under my eye. Stupid. Alright, so contouring. I'm going to use the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. This is what it looks like. With this, I'm using a real hairbrush because I don't want all of the product. I don't want it to be too harsh, so I'm using a hairbrush. So with contouring, a no-no is going side to side, up and down, or just side to side. I don't know why I said up and down. The purpose of a contour is not to see a line across the face of bronzer. It is supposed to make your face look slimmer and look like you have cheekbones. With that being said, here's how I apply it. So I start at the temple area and do feather strokes out. Do not bring your contour all the way to your mouth. When you do your contour, you want the contour to end where your cheek would puff out. To identify where you should contour, make that kissy face. It'll bring that line out. You really want to contour along there. I'm still going to bake under my contour just to clean it up, not to emphasize it. With a contour, you do not want to bring it too high or too low. If you bring it too low, it's going to gain weight on your face. And if you bring the contour too high, people don't have cheekbones right up here on the top of their cheekbone. So I'm going to just do the other side, you know, feather strokes going upward, so like this. You know the drill. So, quick tip. A lot of people ask me why I use the Hoola bronzer. It is because the Hoola bronzer is cool toned enough to create that shadow. To contouring, you need a cool tone bronzer to create a shadow. If you notice, a shadow on your skin is always cool toned. Using a warm tone bronzer is going to give you that sun-kissed look. Hoola is still warm tone, but it's not as warm tone. So with the Hoola bronzer, you can get away with using it as a contour. So I always apply a little bit of bronzer around my forehead just to bring back that natural depth that the foundation kind of took away. Foundation is made to make your face look flat, like all one color. So you need bronzers and blushes to bring that color back. If you think you have a ginormous forehead, using a cool tone bronzer will help reduce that and round it out and create the illusion. Create the illusion of a smaller forehead is what I meant. Just like a contour creates the illusion that we have cheekbones that we don't have and that we weigh 5 or 10 pounds less than we actually do. So I'm going to get rid of that bake under here now because that's been there long enough. Then I'm going to take my MAC blush in Peaches and apply that on top of my cheekbones. Like so. Again, just feather strokes in like the center of the cheekbone is where you want your most color. So light here, deeper here, lighter out here. So placing your blush back here emphasizes that contour. You can see how that kind of shaped the contour a little better than just placing it right here. If you just place your blush in the center of your cheek, that is going to make your face look flat and wider. The whole purpose of contouring is to make your face look more narrow, so applying it with the contour will help achieve that look. And now we're just gonna really work on blending that ish out and blending it with the contour so you don't see blush and then contour. And so then, my friends, we're gonna use that glow kit to get that highlight that everybody raves about. If you just want a basic highlight, use a basic fan brush. If you want a what the heck kind of highlight, use a dense brush. I think I'm gonna use this moonstone here today. So if you feel your cheek, you have like this little shelf thing pocket where your eye hole is kind of like it starts out. That's where you want your highlight. Where you don't want your highlight is right where you just put your blush. So for my what the heck kind of highlight, I am just going to tap and pack that ish on. Yeah, right in here, right in that. Then just blend. Just blend. That's all everything we ever do in the makeup world is blend. Pack it on the other side. Pack it on the other side, to the other side, pack it to the other side, to the other side. Da, da, da. Am I popping yet? You can't really tell in this lighting. I'll step out later for you folks to really see that highlight. Oh yeah, you really saw it there, didn't you? Right about here too. Oh yeah. You really want to make that nose highlight look like you literally glued a frickin' pearl to your nose. And there you have my complexion routine. This morning, y'all, right about now, I ain't gonna do eyeshadow today because that's doing the most. Just gonna do a basic brow, not a fleeky brow because I'm not doing the most today because I want to go on a motorcycle ride with my daddy. So, for a basic brow, I'm going to use the new Benefit Ka-Brow because it is just like the Anastasia one, just more creamy and blendable. Did I just say I liked a Benefit product more than Anastasia? What is this? What has this world come to? See how this will work out. So, I'm going to start by outlining my brow. Okay, got it? Outline the end of the brow. So for my brows, I like that whole tapered, faded look. That faded look. To achieve that faded look, you want to place most of your product near the end of the brow. So with the underbrow, I outline that all the way to the front. Really gently in the front though, so you don't have too much product. And when I outline the top of the brow, I only go about 3/4 of the way to the front. And you're gonna want to fill. So, fill that brow. But again, more color back here, less. To fill the front of the brow, don't grab any more product. Just use the product that is already left on the brush, and very gently go upward strokes with the hair. If I wanted a fleekier brow, I would go and outline all of that with concealer. But that, my friends, is doing the most today. Then I'm just going to apply a clear brow gel in the brow just to tame them and make them stay in place and make them look all groomed. So my friends, for the next step I am going to be applying mascara. However, I'm not going to film that happening because I might poke myself in the eye. My favorite mascara right now is Guerlain's. It does have rose oil in it, so rose oil helps hydrate, so it is going to be better for your lashes. Fun tip. If you look in CoverGirl's, Revlon's, all those kinds of mascaras, you'll find some fun ingredients. Some of these ingredients include products like tar and different sorts of plastic. Do you know what that does to your lashes? Well, it is not a good thing. It helps make them more brittle and break easier and fall out better. So I applied mascara to both lashes. This is bottom lashes with mascara, this is without. So this is basically my everyday makeup. Sometimes I don't usually contour, sometimes usually. Anyways, there you have it. Okay, oh, now you can see that glow a little more. So the last step, besides applying a lip gloss, which is probably what I'll do next and not show you, take that hair down and feel like an untamed lioness. Yes, yes, friends. Oh my gosh, I forgot to set my face. Okay, so X formation, T formation.